Good evening everyone, Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to your Monday night update. Of course, before we begin, hit the like button, tap the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the bell to stay updated on all of our content that's coming up soon. We really aim to stream 5 nights a week to keep you all updated on what our thoughts of the market is. If you haven't already, hit the link in the description, find out about Gravy Train, and of course the most important thing is to join the Discord. The Discord is where we are pretty much all days of the week, including the weekend. We're available there. So if you want to keep the conversation going and join our strongest group of traders, join that Discord with the link below. BTC, however, where have we been? Where are we going? So we've really been looking at the level here in terms of our level of supply. We spoke about this last week quite extensively over the couple of days that we did do the update. And in regards to where we're at now and what it looks like to me, well, let's dive into it. So BTC, we have really been observing it come down off this level of supply, and we didn't get that that eventuality of the head and shoulders. It's getting a bit skewed now, and I wouldn't really call this a inverted head and shoulders at this point. But look, there is a chance, but we'll explore that. So we've been looking at the market structure currently, or I have been looking at these lower lows being printed, and of course the lower highs. So we are maintaining the lower high scenario where we are continuing to the downside, and it looks like we're printing another one as we speak on the chart. In regards to where I think it's going to go, let's have a look at our fibs on this time frame and see where we're at. So if we draw in from left to right, it's going to get a little bit cluttered. However, we have been held on the 78.6 and we are retesting the 50. I wouldn't put a lot of weight on this. The whole trend is more important to me. I just wanted to point that out to you guys, that we are still respecting Fibonacci levels on a lower time frame if you're drawing from left to right. But in any case, I would like to see it head above that 23.6, as we have failed twice already, to come up and retest our level of supply here. It's not looking fantastic in my opinion in regards to Bitcoin retesting that supply immediately at 40K. It would look to me, and it does look to me, like we are seeing more so that this level down here at 30,000 or 30.5 will get retested before we get a retest of our 40,000. In regards to the RSI, we are trending below the 50. We are using the 50 RSI as a level of resistance. You can see the validity of the 50 RSI playing out in this instance here down the bottom. And of course, we are looking like we're not going very fast in regards to the steamroller indicator as well. But I really wanted to point something out to all of you tonight. We'll have a look at the daily time frame. I did, during the bear market, after the run in 2017, I did trade the daily because it was giving the best signals and of course the best data to go off. So we can always fall back on the daily time frame to give us a better view of the chart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a new BTC chart. We'll have a look at the tether chart on Binance, which I don't chart up mostly. I usually use the USD pair, as you saw just then. But if we're to look at the daily levels of supply and demand, we can really see the bigger picture. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at that now. We'll start to draw in our TA. So we've got a couple of levels that are interesting to me in this instance. So you can see the massive or the large head and shoulders, complex head and shoulders right at the top here, playing out loosely, but we'll see how we go. This would be the neckline in my opinion around here. However, that aside, we're looking at our levels of demand here. So we've got a nice pivot point in which we've been held on over the last couple of days, week or so, and that's great. It's good to see this level holding, and it is the highest quality level that we've come across so far. And in this instance here, it looks pretty good. If we could have another retest at 30,000 or even around 32,000 as we see it on the daily time frame. And if we do pull through or push through this level, we'd be looking around here at the 25 at this cluster of candles that we see just to the left there as well. So in this instance, it looks okay on a daily time frame to retest this level, and we've got plenty of liquidity there to hold the price up. So that looks all right to me. Second instance here is the steamroller indicator being quite oversold at that point. And you can see in the past the validity of steamroller as we have seen in this instance or in these areas. We don't hang around oversold conditions very long. And then when we do have oversold conditions in the steamroller or in regards to the steamroller, we do push up in the right direction not long after. So this could be a second scenario there for the bulls or for a higher time frame bounce. And if we're looking at our swing high to swing low, you can see the validity of Fibonacci where we've got some liquidity being tested around the 78, exactly perfect, pretty much perfect on the 61. You can see the 50 lining up nicely with a lot of liquidity to the left. And of course our 38.2 lining up very nicely on the left as well. If we're to draw in that horizontal ray, you can see how that plays out nicely on the left here too. So Fibonacci all in all being valid on a daily time frame as well. Last one in this scenario, and it's not the best example, but we're looking at two moving oscillators being oversold as well, being the CCI, in this case a bullish divergence sort of scenario here where we've got a double bottom on the CCI, and then we've got ascending structure. Well, you could call it that. That's a bit up in the air. I'm just doing this on the fly, so it's a little bit up in the air. We still have descending structure in this instance of the CCI. So I don't know, I might take that one back. We'll see how we go. But the last one I wanted to speak about tonight was the RSI. Of course, we are starting to move up and towards that 50 mid area there as well. So something to look for, pending that CCI as well. Look, there's a couple of things for and against in the sense of the daily time frame, more for, and it does really coincide nicely with our level of demand on a daily time frame. It is the highest quality level that we've really found, and of course it is a daily time frame, so it is of importance, should I say. And of course we've got the steamroller indicator, which has been very valid in the past. So take that as you will. We could see a bounce on a higher time frame in this instance with the small or the lower amount of volume that we've been observing, and that's not a great representation of that. Let's have a look. Still not a great representation. If I put on the normal volume, let's see how we go. Yeah, still not as much volume as we've seen in the past. You can see how we've been traveling in the past, or in the last couple of days, should we say, the volume has dropped off. So if we're to see these plays come to fruition on a daily time frame, you really want to give it some time, and it might take a week, even a fortnight, even longer to play out to get towards these 38.2. But that's on a daily. Of course, on a lower time frame, we're looking a little bit in the sense of we're looking at a retest of our current level of demand. All right, enough on BTC. Let's have a look at Ethereum, and then we'll finish it off on the DXY. ETH faring a little bit better than BTC. I drew this in on the weekend, so swing low to swing high, of course, for a retest or a retracement. And we've seen the 60 be held to the 61.8 on the USD pair for ETH. So an upwards trajectory level for me in this instance would be 2642. That would nice and easy one to follow. You can see the steamroller was caught very nicely there on oversold, and of course we are breaking into or above the 50 RSI for ETH. It's not out of the woods yet, however, still 3 hours for this 4-hour candle to go. It does need to close above this 38.2, and we'll probably see this happen over the next couple of hours, so we'll see how we go, and we'll talk about it in the Discord. Last one this evening is the DXY, of course. The DXY is a regulated market. This is not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of us here at UTG. This formation playing out nicely as we spoke about last week. And of course, we've been retesting some of these upper levels, and if we really spoke about this area here being an area that we would look for currently for a retest. We did have that, and I was going to say fantastic, but a huge amount of selling pressure came in at that point, pushing us back down, closing underneath. So if we are to scroll in a little bit and give us our Fibonacci retrace for the current move, you can see that we're getting held on the 50, and this needs to be held over the next course of, tonight into, I would say, Wednesday night, or else we are going to find ourselves back down here. I would think 89.7 would be that area of interest for me if we are to see this movement fall back down under the 50 and continue towards the downside. And that can certainly be on the cards, because we have been slipping for quite some time. You can see this market descending, and just because we've broken out of this wedge doesn't mean much if we don't make higher highs. So we will see how this plays out, and we'll revisit this tomorrow night. I'll give that a save on my chart. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm Ads from UTG. If you haven't already, join us in the Discord with the links down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye for now.